So I'm going to do an insight video today, and it's very much around dissolving and alignment as we start to move from the 3D reality into the 5D reality. And this is the conscious shift. This is the conscious shift of awareness, the conscious shift of sort of like vibration and frequency as we start to move away from the 3D reality, the external world. We start to move into the 5D reality, which is the internal world. And this is very much connected to the universal law of oneness, the universal law of vibration, frequency, and the universal law of correspondence. And what happens when we start to do this is we start to move into sort of like creating through vibration and frequency, and we start to move away from that external world, the external world of the 3D reality. And it also sort of brings a lot of sort of like shifting in sort of a state of being, because a lot of the time with the 3D reality it's very much around the external world. The physical world is very much around a lot of the sort of like the trials and tribulations that we face every day in work and life, and relationships, and sort of like how we sort of like from sort of like paying bills to sort of work situations and events. And what the 5D reality shows us is that we have the ability to co-create, shift and dissolve and align constantly in the eternal moment, which is the universal law of oneness, the universal frequency of the universal law of vibration and frequency. And it teaches us that we can shift and change reality at will. This is the creation. This is the creator within each and every one of our being, within our essence. And this is the big shift that's going on for many of us. In my own personal journey, I'm going through this constantly. I'm going from a shift of the external world into the eternal world. So like the external world presents itself with stresses and concerns and worries and thoughts around the external world, around work, around cars, or all that kind of stuff. Like they're all very 3D reality. And the 3D reality is the starting point of being a human being. But as we start to move more through our journey, then we move into the 5D reality, where we start to see there's an infinite flow of infinite energy and infinite vibrations and frequencies that all of us can create. And we can shift just through consciousness, through awareness, through understanding our own vibration and frequency and resonating with our essence. And when we start to do this, then we start to then step into what they call like alchemy. Alchemy is like is defined as like turning sort of like precious metals into gold, like they were saying. But it's not that. It's symbolic. It's symbolic of consciousness. It's symbolic of wisdom. It's symbolic of awareness. And alchemy is about sort of like creation. It's about the understanding that, you know, as spiritual beings of essence and vibration and frequency, there's an infinite flow of energy that's far beyond the physical. And this is about having sort of like seeing deeper and seeing beyond the 3D reality. But it's also about alignment, and aligning with the 5D sort of vibration and frequency, and that you can remain in that vibration and frequency. And there's going to be times where the external world and so the 3D reality and the 5D reality, you will be sort of like, at times you will be sort of like directed into the 5D reality through things that happen, experiences and events within your life. But you'll also, when you have the awareness and the consciousness, and the sort of like you're coming online with the 5D reality, you also understand that is just sort of like that's an experience, an event, but it can be shifted and changed by your thoughts, by your energy, your vibration, your frequency. So you start shifting and changing things. So you don't become sort of attached to the worries, the concerns and the fears. What you do is you dissolve them, because you know through that vibration and that frequency you have this creator within you, which is the sixth dimension, which is source energy and source living. And when you start to understand that, then you shift and align it, and you dissolve it. But you dissolve it constantly, because the eternal moment is always available, and the infinite flow of the universal vibration and frequency, and the universal law of oneness is always ever vibrating, ever flowing, ever sort of available, that you can access to shift and change reality. And all you need to do is just go within your own essence, within your own sort of vibration, the universal law of correspondence, the inner world, is to go in there and feel that vibration, feel that infinite flow, feel that energy, that source energy, and through source consciousness and source living, you can create and manifest a different state of being, which is a different vibration, a different frequency. And once we start to do this and we start to come online with it, we start to realize life, although you know the 3D blueprint is always vibrating with the external sort of challenges. There's also an inner blueprint, which is the 5D blueprint, which you can access. And through that, this is how you dissolve, this is how you change, this is how you shift, and this is how you create. And the universal laws work on the 5D blueprint. So the universal law of attraction works on the 5D blueprint. It works on energy. All of the universal laws work on vibration and frequency, and they mirror the vibration and frequencies that we create in the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension is the infinite dimension. It opens a door of consciousness with the key of consciousness to the infinite reality, the infinite flow of infinite consciousness and infinite vibration and frequency, and the infinite sort of source energy. And this is the shifting for many of us. When we start to do that, your energy centers will open up. You know, people talk about chakras, the crown chakra, the third eye, the heart chakra, the throat chakra. All of these are connected through vibration and frequency, and they're all connected to the fifth dimension, which is the doorway that opens up to the infinite sort of realities and the infinite dimensions and the infinite sort of different vibrations and frequencies of different realities and different consciousness. And this is the shifting within the infinite source energy and source manifestation and creation. There's many dimensional experience, and there's many dimensional realities. People talk about like the fifth and the sixth, and then people talk about the seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and all of them are part of source creation and source manifestation and source reality. And this is what your essence is. At your essence, you are a source being of source vibration and source creation, and this is what source living is. It's the understanding that all reality and all creation is just vibration. It's all energy. It's all frequencies. And when you can start to connect to that, then you start to vibrate as an energetic being, not as a physical being, not as a human being, but as an energetic being. And this is the shift to the fifth dimension. Everything is vibrations, everything is frequency. And this is what this time's about. And this is the journey, is for us to dissolve the 3D blueprint and start to create and manifest from a 5D blueprint. And the 5D blueprint will then dissolve the 3D blueprint and bring online a 5D reality, and the 5D reality will live from the internal world, which will then be expressed and mirrored in the external world. And that's so you will not be walking in a 3D blueprint anymore. You will be walking in a 5D blueprint, and that is the ascension process for each and every one of us as beings at this time of this evolution through the universal law of spiritual sort of rhythm. The universal law of rhythm is about spiritual evolution. It's about spiritual creation. It's about spiritual awareness, and it works on an infinite scale, not a singular scale, a collective scale. And this is what we're here for. This is what all of us are here for, is to start to align. I've been having over the last couple of days, it's like what's come online again is like, you know, when you talk about, people talk about the higher self, but I want to call it the infinite self. I mean, there's many names for it. It's all about when you comes online, when you start to receive sort of like communication, you become an open channel to source vibration and source frequency. Then you become open to your infinite source of energy, but also the infinite wisdom, the infinite insight. But you also become an open channel for infinite sort of like communication from your infinite self. But your infinite self is already here. You're already connected to it. It's about shifting and aligning and dissolving levels of consciousness to start to then live and walk as that being. And when you start to do that, then you've entered into the fifth dimensional vibration and frequency, the fifth dimensional blueprint, the energetic blueprint, but the infinite source energy that's available to all beings. And this in my sort of like way of sort of like understanding, is like many people talk about guides and beings of infinite sort of wisdom, like the ascended masters, angels, um, guides. They're all sort of like access to your infinite being, and when you access to it, then you're able to receive wisdom and understanding for your own reality, and then through your own reality of receiving this wisdom and insight, you then connect to the collective reality, and then you start to bring online the collective reality. And the 5D blueprint is all about harmony, it's about union, it's about oneness. This is what it's all about, and this is what source living is about, living in oneness and unity. But it's also seeing all other beings as source beings, and on all other beings are connected to that source vibration, that source frequency. And then you start to understand there is no separation, there is only oneness. And that's when the infinite moment and the infinite eternal moment comes aligned, and then you're able to access that energy for longer periods within your reality, within your consciousness, within your experience. And the more you can do that, the more then you can start to bring online and dissolve. And again, this is the transmutation, the transformation that sort of like Saint Germain talked about, as being connected, being aligned. And then also, like the Master Jesus talked about, I am the light, I am the truth, I am the way. It's sort of like, again, all connects into that source energy, that you are always connected, you are never separate, you have this infinite source, and all you need to do is remain online. And this is what the fifth dimension brings. It brings an awareness, a shifting to the energetic realms, that you can start to then co-create and create and manifest from that place, and that you're not limited, you're infinite. And this is what this time's about, is your infinite source energy and your infinite being, your infinite sort of source energy and your infinite self coming online. And this is what fifth dimensional reality is about, and it's fifth dimensional experience is about. And then it obviously, like I said, it then brings you into your source creator, and that's the sixth dimension. The sixth dimension is where you understand as a source creator that you have this energy and you have this consciousness to shift and change reality at any time, at any moment, within this infinite vibration, this infinite frequency, and you can change it at will. And also the universal law of perpetual transmutation teaches us that everything is energy, everything is vibration. All things are created and all things are manifested from that state of being, but also from energy and vibration and frequency. That's the insight for today.